Good morning, good afternoon. This is Marcus once again. What natural is the way? We are indeed starting our series, guys. How in the world, Marcus, did you lose all of that weight? I never would have thought as a thin, slender teen, preteen, young adult, etc., that I would find myself plateauing over 300 pounds, but yet there I was. I had eaten myself into a food stupor, as they say. I essentially lost the wherewithal to deal with the ebbs and flows of life and be accountable. My thought process was I could just eat my issues and eat my problems away. Maybe you can relate. Have you found yourself picking up an unnecessary and undeserved amount of weight and unfortunately coupling that with the following: bad or declining health? Bad or declining emotional and even mental capacity due to the extra weight gain and the unfortunate consequences that come with that. Or even bad and declining well-being of our significant others. Y'all know how it is, unfortunately. It's those that are closest to us, whether we know it or not, we directly or indirectly take our issues out on. Maybe even finding yourself barely able to consistently keep the weight off. You guys know how it is. You go to the gym 1 or 2 to 3 weeks, and you go consistently and go faithfully. You're on the treadmill, you're on the elliptical, you're on the Stairmaster, you're lifting the weights, or you're on the resistance bands, or even do the outside type of exercises. You're running, you're jogging on a consistent basis, and unfortunately, just don't see the change. And you know how we do, unfortunately, because we don't see the weight loss. We don't see it in a desirable time. Ultimately, what do, guys? We typically throw in a towel, pick up another habit. And unfortunately, oftentimes that habit is overindulging in eating. You see, the key essential thing that I learned in my own personal experience and in experiences of other people, weight loss starts first and foremost with transforming one's way of thinking in relation to food. What do you mean, Marcus? Well, first and foremost, food is not a sustainable substitute or a temporary band-aid for dealing with the issues of life. That's what I thought. See, guys, I can't speak for anyone else, but food was my coping mechanism. Food was my way for me to grieve. It was my out. At least that's what I thought. And you know how it is oftentimes when we find ourselves either getting in trouble or doing something we didn't mean to do. And if we lack this wherewithal within ourselves, what do we typically do? We put the blame on other people, places, and things. And what did I say that for? I couldn't blame food. You can't either. See, it's not the food that causes the extra or the additional, the enormous amount of weight that we unfortunately gain from time to time, but it's our mentality, guys, as it relates to the food that we eat. Which brings me to my next point. I had to transform my way of thinking in relation to the type of food that I ate. See, back then in high school, I was 170 pounds dripping wet, anywhere from a 6 to an 8-pack, washboard abs. You may be able to relate to that also. I don't know. And so back then, I had the mentality that came with that. Hey, I could just eat whatever I wanted to. I had the world-renowned carnivore diet down packed. You know what that entails of. If you don't, I'll break it down for you real quick. It's very simple. Give me all the meat that I can eat. You keep the veggies for yourself. Later in life, I developed the carb-heavy or carb-induced diet. Give me all the muffins and the pies and the pancakes and scrub or put some peanut butter on the pancakes for me and all as well. I thought my metabolism would keep up with my appetite or my continual appetite that I had, but that wasn't the case. Guys, we know what happens. As we get older, unfortunately, our metabolism typically slows down. But my mindset about food didn't. I had to transform and continue to transform my mind. What do you mean about that, Marcus? Transforming implies the continual action. I had to put in the consistent work, the non-ideal work, the work when no one else is around in order to see the fruit. I had to remain consistent. It was the only way that my weight loss journey could even start in the first place. Which brings us to our next step, guys. In our next video, we'll be dealing with the next step in the process. Again, giving some personal, legitimate, genuine advice in relation to how I went about losing the weight that I lost. And I hope you look inwardly within yourself if you can relate, if you have a loved one who's going through the ebbs and flows of trying to lose weight, and maybe they can find some benefit from this video. Again, my name is Marcus, guys, with Natural is the Way. If you like what you've heard thus far, if you can't wait to hear the next video in our series of Marcus, how in the world did you lose all the weight? Go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe button, and also the notification bell for more naturalized content just like this. Marcus, how in the world did you lose all that weight? Love you guys. Stay safe. Have a wonderful and great day.